There are more than 8 billion people living on Earth. It is extremely difficult to stand out among such a huge number of people, but the heroes of our today's episode managed to be better than others. Some of them did that thanks to the talent that nature gave them, some of them thanks to their own strength of spirit and incredibly hard work, and others thanks to their resourcefulness. Today, we will show you the real superhumans who have amazed the whole world. They became world champions, entered their names in the Guinness Book of Records, and became a real phenomenon. All of them have found their niche, but they all have one thing in common: they were able to develop their talent. As of today, Reina Vallandigham is the youngest martial artist with a black belt. She has won 12 world champion titles. At the age of 8, the girl has already won 4 of them, while competing with girls from the higher weight and age categories. Just a year later, she won 6 more world championships. Invincible Reina Vallandigham is also an ambassador of the Taekwondo Association. She frequently appears in music videos and also improves her acting skills. This is not footage from a horror movie. This is the real power of nature and the real person who conquered it. Pedro Viana is a fearless Brazilian surfer. His name is known to everyone who knows something about surfing. He is one of the few people who were able to conquer a monster wave 60 feet high. However, there were also terrible falls in his career when the chances of salvation were almost non-existent. If you fall from a giant wave, you are immediately covered by a colossal mass of water, and it is almost impossible to swim out alive. In addition, waves of this height are formed in the coastal shelf, and if you fall, you're inevitably carried to the rocks. Pedro himself says that he is not afraid of risk and is not afraid to be happy. And this guy earned our respect for his incredible flexibility, which any gymnast would envy. It may seem to us that he broke all his bones during these tricks. However, the artist himself claims that he feels absolutely nothing but a slight stretch in the muscles. It's all about the genetic features of the guy. From the moment of birth, his joints have had excellent flexibility, and difficult training since childhood has helped to pump this skill to a fantastic level. Have you ever seen something like this? Either the wrong table for tennis or the players forgot their rackets. Tech ball is a relatively new sport. The rules of the game resemble table tennis, only you can hit the ball with any part of your body except your hands. A separate aesthetic pleasure is to watch the women's game of tech ball. These beauties are really versatile fighters. Let's show our respect to this genius skateboarder. Philip Nunez had both legs amputated at the age of 6 after an unsuccessful attempt to make the so-called extreme surfing on a train. But disability did not stop the guy on the way to the dream. Now Philip is known all over the world. He has sponsors and international contracts. He continues to prove to everyone that there are no barriers. All of them are in our heads. This girl is able to freestyle with a ball in the most unusual locations. Do you think that this is a simple hobby? At the same time, behind the beautiful picture and the radiant smile of the girl, one can find a lot of work and years of training. This cutie is the current 4-time world record holder and former world champion in football freestyle. This blonde will undoubtedly beat many football players. Jeff Gazzola is the real god of flyboarding. Probably this guy was able to ride the board as soon as he was born. Strong flows of water push him to the height of tens of meters above the water, where he performs mind-blowing tricks and somersaults. And his signature performance is a unique fire show on a flyboard in Dubai. The fantastic combination of water and fire simply fascinates the stunned audience. And this guy calls himself an unconventional archer who does strange tricks. When you watch James's video, there's only one question: how? How did he do it? He easily hits an aspirin tablet or makes an arrow fly around obstacles. If you still don't think the guy is a genius who came to us from another planet, then watch this trick. James considers it the most difficult in his career. The guy easily hits the wedding ring in flight. And while you can't throw a wrapper in the trash, support this genius with a like. You can watch this virtuoso forever. He turns every hit of the ball into a pocket into a real staged show. If you were tearing your hair out on the bottle tossing trick from the third attempt, just imagine how many unsuccessful takes he had to do for these shots. Did you know that the first billiard sharper was King Stanislaw Radziwiłł? He tilted the table, and the opponents could never get into the pocket. This guy, with his talent, doesn't need such tricks. He's already a real genius in this business. This thrill seeker will turn your imagination upside down. According to this guy, walking calmly along the river means denying yourself an incredible performance and enjoyment. His name is Talis Rosender, and for him, the river is his personal amusement park. Just take a look at how this cool guy rushes at full speed and performs mind-blowing stunts on his super-fast Thundercat boat. In this video, he managed to put his boat on its back and perform the sitting on the tail trick. It's just unbelievable. Wow, just take a look at how he landed on one ski. If we hadn't seen the second element of equipment flying right behind him, we would have decided that this was a carefully planned trick. But for this Canadian extreme skiing professional, such a situation is a common thing. Bryce is ready for everything that can happen on a dangerous ski track. This guy definitely doesn't have an hourly wage at work, but one thing is clear for sure: he has found his true profession. This guy is certainly a true master of his craft and a real virtuoso. Please don't try it at home. And now, take a look at this video. It's simply breathtaking. In this video, you can see Raphael flying with a black vulture, and it 100% shocked the audience. This activity is called parahawking, and it involves paragliding with a bird of prey, which is trained to guide a person during this dangerous performance. And in this video, the predator accompanies Raphael during the entire flight and then lands right on the feet of the performer. Would you like to fly with such a bird? Share your answer in the comments below. They say that there should be no limits to talent and creativity, and this is what happened. British artist Sam Cox, who started with a classical art school, went so far as to paint his entire house in 2 years. The artist's signature style is called graffiti spaghetti. Almost 3 million people watched his house turn into a museum exhibit. Sam spent 900 liters of jar paint and 401 cans on his creation. According to the author, it was his childhood dream, but Cox has already announced a new goal: he wants to paint the whole planet. These guys don't need a surfboard, they just need an awesome location and a lot of good time. In general, this couple of travelers just loves wild places where you can relax in a secluded atmosphere. Adrian Raza is a talented skimboarder, and there are no impossible tricks for him. Interestingly, skimboarding is a water sport that consists of riding on shallow water and wet sand. Adrian Raza has been the leader of all European championships for the last 3 years. He shows perfect gliding skills. In addition, he managed to set a whole new level of technical tricks and combinations, thus creating a history of this sport with his own hands. These two incredible Tanzanians became winners of all the talent shows they come to. The judges watch deadly acrobatic shows and press the golden button with trembling hands. We've never seen anything like this before. If it's not a talent, then what? One thing is for sure, these guys have already become a legend of acrobatics and made the whole world hold its breath and worry about them. If you're still using the excuse that you don't have time to go to the gym, then look at this guy. Thomas is a professional boxer, but his unusual workouts can easily fit into the do everything in 7 minutes format. As you can see, a proprietary approach to the training process helped him achieve not only an incredible body, but also sports victories. So we shall be like Thomas and like the video with the same crazy speed. Just take a look at what this guy is doing with a basketball. And even the extra weight is not an obstacle for him. His name is Mitchell Mule, and he admits that despite his active lifestyle, he can't get rid of the excess weight. But this does not prevent our hero from continuing to play basketball and be a successful player. Let's like a guy who doesn't know how to defeat. Edward Filene was fond of parkour as a child. A lucky chance brought him to the circus. His signature show is the performance of 3 different flips on the outside of the Wheel of Death. And if you thought that you had the most difficult job in the world, just think that this guy really has no right to make a mistake. The Wheel of Death is considered one of the most dangerous circus acts. It was on it that the largest number of accidents occurred. Edward has no safety rope, and the only thing that gives an imaginary sense of security is the mats on the floor. Edward himself says that he is aware of the danger of his work, but he simply does not have a fear of heights. This crazy guy loves skydiving from the most unusual places. Why is he doing this? Just for fun. He really likes to rattle the nerves of his audience with extreme jumps. You need to live here and now. This is a great slogan if you're Deadpool or as fearless as Johnny. Perhaps this is his superpower, and what superpowers besides lying on the couch do you have? Share in the comments below.
One, drink prime.
We don't recommend this video for the weakest people. This guy really loves mountains and knows how to conquer them. Our crazy hero's name is Cal, and he loves to travel very much. We hope that he understands well what he is doing when he runs up the stairs in the mountains at a crazy height. This guy has several pages on social networks and shows the audience the breathtaking beauty of our vast world. And which corner of the planet would you like to visit? Share it in the comments below. Master Grogan has been practicing martial arts all his life. This is his passion and his vocation. He is an instructor, world champion, world record holder, actor, and producer. His chopping blow smashes more than a dozen concrete slabs and bricks, and his willpower can be envied even by Shaolin monks. What this athlete is doing is simply incredible. If Spider-Man really existed, he would look something like this. In his spare time from his spider business, the guy is a coach and teaches everyone how to work on their body and get the same iron abs. One thing is for sure, if he's your coach, you're guaranteed to get the body of your dreams, but skipping training with him is dangerous for your health. This guy's name is Hayden Voorhees, and he's been familiar with kayaking since the age of 10. As a child, Hayden watched his older brother rowing. Since then, the guy had the idea to make rowing his profession. Today, he has already won the US Championship and continues to improve his skill. According to him, it was thanks to kayaking that he visited many amazing places that it is impossible to get to in any other way. He also met wonderful people. Sylvie Medal is an artist, and she creates incredible paintings with a simple pencil. The paintings she painted are so detailed that it is almost impossible to distinguish them from black and white photographs. The girl was born in the Czech Republic and has been fond of drawing since childhood. However, only Instagram made her really popular. After creating her page, the girl posted photos of her works and they immediately went viral. Just take a look at how perfectly fine lines convey the emotions of the characters, and the subtle play of light and shadow creates the feeling that you immerse right into her paintings. Wow, just look at what these guys are doing. One of the snowboarders flies to a terrible height and performs a somersault in flight. The other is finishing off the audience with elements of parkour. In general, these guys can do anything. Do you remember the story about the Balto dog who brought medicines to children in an impassable snowstorm? Then these guys would have coped much faster. Snowboarding or skiing, a sports track, or an untouched mountain terrain, nothing will frighten them. For them, it is just another challenge that has to be accepted. And this juggler won the hearts of all the judges and viewers at the Italian talent show. After the performance, the girl received a standing ovation. Katerina Nikiforova creates an incredible show with the help of balls, platforms with inclined planes, and her own charm. And Katerina's talent was noticed by the audience. Many shows and circuses from all around the world have already signed contracts with the brilliant artist. During her career, the girl has already managed to participate in the Cirque du Soleil tour, visit more than 10 countries, and earn a real army of fans from around the world. And here is a real star of the extreme mountain bike. 23-year-old Corby Engsler from Germany is by far the most influential rider of the younger generation. He really gets high from riding and lives solely for the sake of this pleasure. When he gets on his bike, everything around him becomes just as crazy. The mountain landscape seems to line up the way Corby wants it. Every day, he wakes up with one simple motto and constantly reminds himself that there are no bad days if you overcome your laziness. And this guy's excess weight also did not become an obstacle on the way to his favorite activity. He continues his training, overcomes the possibilities of his body, and regularly becomes a prize winner of various championships. And although the guy did not reach the Olympic peaks, his incredible work and willpower attracted tens of thousands of subscribers to his social networks who sincerely admire and support the athlete. And this guy is just incredibly cool. If he were one of the fighters in Mortal Kombat, he would definitely be chosen by all players. In addition to his incredible strength, he managed to achieve incredible lightness and speed in the moment by using the most difficult workouts. Perhaps this is the kind of bodyguard any president in the world would like to have. And we must give a standing ovation for his hard work and hope to see many other cool videos of this athlete. And this dude deserves respect at least because of his gorgeous abs. How much effort and hours of training in the gym did this guy need to achieve such an impressive form? When you look at his six-pack, it seems that there is not an ounce of fat on him. And by playing his muscles on camera, Christian has earned a huge number of subscribers who follow him every single day. And while you're trying to finish your burger, we will continue. This base jumper and paraglider looks like a person who will not be scared by anything. Surrounded by the most beautiful landscapes of mountainous Norway, Anthony Newton simply kills the law of universal gravitation. But his most terrible trick is jumping in a wingsuit. This is a special wingsuit that allows you to perform long flights. We're waiting for new tricks from Anthony and moving on. I'm sure that everyone's heard about Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, but this is probably the first time you're going to hear about this guy. However, this young TikToker has already made celebrities his toys in the truest sense of the word. At the age of 23, the artist from Santa Catalina has already achieved success on social networks thanks to his insanely talented clay works. From Ronaldo to Jack Sparrow, from Queen Elizabeth to the Smurf, he can use his hands of gold to create copies of the most famous celebrities. This genius deserves our ovation, and let's support the guy with a like. And in this video, everything is incredible. The professionalism of the pilots, the extreme stunts they perform, and the shooting itself. These fantastic shots are the works of Nikolai Anashenko. He is a young director and cameraman who professionally controls a drone and performs the coolest shooting in extreme conditions. For such a shooting process, you need to calculate everything to the smallest detail. And we give a standing ovation to Nikolai and his talent. Aaron Frodegringham is just a fantastic extreme athlete whose disability could not prevent him on the way to his dream. He performs incredible stunts in a wheelchair and invented his own new kind of motocross. Aaron was motivated by his older brother Brian, who was showing off at the local skater park on his BMX. At first, Aaron just watched it, but after that, he began to make attempts to repeat these tricks despite his disability. He fell, but he got up, and one day he succeeded. Support the guy in the comments because he deserved it. Just look at what an amazing physical shape this man is in. His name is George Hood, and he is already 64 years old. But for the former Marine, it wasn't enough to just keep himself in good shape. He also set a world record. In 2020, he performed the plank exercise for 8 hours and added his name to the Guinness Book of Records. George himself said that the victory was very hard for him. While he was preparing for the record, he had to perform the plank every day for 5 hours and have a few more hours of strength training. Such willpower is certainly worthy of our respect. Christopher McDonald is a professional windsurfer. It combines the nature of the two strongest elements, huge waves and gusts of wind. And although it looks impressive and quite scary, many believe that this kind of surfing is much easier than the classic version. The athlete says that he learned very quickly. It only took him 4 days to get on the board. And how much time would it take you to learn how to easily conquer the wind? Dee Hinckley creates one of the most unusual varieties of origami. He folds book sheets in a simple way and gets incredible works of art with a three-dimensional image in the foreground. Just 10 years ago, he saw this technique online and started training on small projects. His works became more impressive every time. Today, he organizes his own exhibitions and sells his works all over the world. And this lady deserves our respect because even her advanced age has not become an obstacle to intensive training. Looking at her amazing physical form, many of us should be ashamed because there are no excuses for her. In the media space, she is already a CrossFit star and the strongest motivation for everyone who has not yet found the strength for sports. Our deepest respect to the hero of this video. For this talented martial artist, there just seems to be no limit. He performs all combinations from all fighting games with incredible ease. It seems that the laws of physics simply do not apply to this person. Any athlete will envy the height of his jump. Sam calls himself a flying Hawaiian. And this madness was invented by Sky John, nicknamed Drunk Bartender, who was already an accomplished actor at that time. But something else made him famous. He became a media bartender.
There you have it, the alien brain hemorrhage, okay?
Now the guy lives in Los Angeles, and he has more bottles of alcohol than in any bar at home. In his videos, he teaches the audience to prepare unique author's cocktails that you can't try in any bar in the world. John says that if you make cocktails according to his recipes, then your party will definitely kick everyone's ass, but it's unlikely that you'll remember it the next morning.
And there you have it, the unicorn gin and tonic.
These guys know what it's like to live in an easy way. They have a great time among the snow-capped peaks, enjoying every moment. But in order to meet these incredible sunrises, you have to spend the night in tents at -20 degrees and climb higher into the mountains every day. They are definitely worthy of your respect while we are moving on. Even though this girl is not a professional golfer, she has the perfect technique. She takes her hobby very seriously, practicing every day with a coach and spending dozens of hours on the field every week. Many people know how to rollerblade, or rather, they thought like that until watching these videos. This guy's name is Nurhan, and he can do anything. Ride along the highway on one leg or drive with his back along one of the busiest city avenues in Istanbul. If there was a title of Roller Star of the East, then it would definitely belong to him. Let's wish this guy good luck and never get caught by the traffic police. And also, let's support his endeavors with a powerful like. Jacob Sherwood is the god of karting. Without having a hint of fear, he enters a controlled skid on his machine. Jacob assembled some of his cars himself from scratch, and he's insanely proud of it. Why? Because his creations are almost sports cars in terms of their abilities. This guy has already won several championships and managed to become a news star. And let's support him with a like. Rudolph Ingram is a young American athlete and football player. He is only 11 years old and he has already set an absolute record in his age group with the USA. Rudolph Ingram ran 100 meters in 13.48 seconds. Today, he is the fastest kid in the world. Now he wants to develop his talent in football and play for the National Football League. We can only wish him success and continue to admire the child who has achieved everything with his hard work. Once, he asked his parents for a ball, and then it all started. This young basketball player started his training when he was just a year old, and now, at the age of 7, he will already give a head start to any opponent. The rising star considers Michael Jordan his idol. The guy sincerely hopes to meet him. Meanwhile, the boy has already got his own fan club. Fans have already dubbed him the youngest basketball player and a rising basketball star. We sincerely believe that he will succeed. And this guy really enjoys what he does. He gets a lot of fun doing cool tricks on a skateboard, and he knows many other things in addition to the skateboard. He can use virtually everything that gets into his hands. For example, a shovel. Yes, a shovel. And how do you like this double skate? People from all around the world envy his ingenuity. We can only guess where this guy gets the ideas and inspiration for his tricks, but he definitely deserves our respect. This beauty loves to surf on the beaches of Uluwatu in Bali. There are almost no giant waves in these places, and surfers can easily work on their skills. And this girl catches a wave and merges with it while getting closer and closer to her dream of conquering a giant wave. If you are a bandit, then this girl is definitely not worth attacking. It's unlikely that 6 months in the hospital are worth such an experiment. The Taekwondo champion records cool videos with self-defense techniques, and not only that, the girl is also a coach and teaches others the effective techniques from her set of skills. So this cute Korean woman not only has beautiful legs, but also knows how to hit you with them. This guy calls himself the Tarzan of our time. Matthew Jang grew up in Hawaii, but now lives in Los Angeles and improves his skills there. If you're thinking of shooting Tarzan sequels, you already know who to call for the main role. By the way, did you climb trees as a child? Share your answer in the comments below.